If there's one thing that the Italian capital isn't short of, it's cars. But trying to find a taxi can remind you of Rome's nickname, the Eternal City, and not because of its ancient history, but due to the long wait. To try to solve the problem, local authorities are in the process of issuing 1,000 new taxi licenses. Ricardo, who's been driving a cab since the late 90s, thinks they're moving too fast.
1000 licenze sono un po' tante.
It's a few too many licenses. I would have given out fewer. Back in my day, they only gave out 500. Even so, it's part of the evolution of the taxi sector. There's a need for more transport because the city's getting bigger.
The Italian capital currently has just under 8,000 cabs in service. That's less than half the number in London or Paris. I'm just outside the main train station in central Rome, Termini Station, and this is a pretty common sight during the summers here in the Italian capital. You've got a long line of people waiting for a taxi, many of them tourists who've just arrived on the train carrying lots of luggage, and they're having to wait for a taxi in the hot sun without any shade. Powerful taxi unions have spent years fighting against ride-sharing apps, with only the most expensive options currently available on Uber. Local transport officials say there now needs to be a national debate about the taxi sector as a whole.
We
have a national law regulating this type of public transport, so taxis and town cars, which dates back to 1992, to an era before smartphones. What we need today is a general reform that's up to date and can regulate the future, because reality has changed a lot since 1992.
Critics of the local authorities say Rome's limited public transport network puts too much pressure on cars and taxis. The metro is being expanded, but digging new lines in a city sitting on thousands of years of history, well, that takes time. And that's a resource that's in short supply right now. In less than 3 months, millions of pilgrims will start arriving for the Catholic Church's Jubilee celebrations. Giles Gibson for CGTN, Rome.